When you get down to the core of my being, I love precious few things in this world. I love God, I love my church, I love my wife, I love cigars, and I love Norm Macdonald. I think he is the greatest stand-up ever to live. I knew him a little bit. We actually had a very long exchange. For a period of some weeks, we would write each other these long essays every night. And we only started doing it because I noticed I was one of the first people he started following on Twitter. And it was really wild. Maybe at some point I'll publish the conversation. But anyway, I learned through this correspondence that he is was even smarter than I thought he was. Completely out of nowhere, my producers decided to pull together a bunch of Norm Macdonald clips, which is fine by me because in my free time, like if Elisa's out of the house, I'm sitting eating dinner alone, I'll pretty much just put on old reruns of Norm Macdonald on YouTube. So take it away.
Who are safer drivers, men or women? Well, according to a new survey, 55% of adults feel that women are most responsible for minor fender benders, while 78% blame men for most fatal crashes. Please note that the percentages in these pie graphs do not add up to 100% because the math was done by a woman. For those of you hissing at that joke, it should be noted that that joke was written by a woman. So now you don't know what the hell to do, do you? No, I'm just kidding. We don't hire women.
Even back in the 90s when Norm was hosting Weekend Update, which, I think his work only got better over time. I've read his book 3 times. I thought his podcast was terrific. But even back then, comedy doesn't always age well, and that ages so well because there's always some just deeper. There's a joke within a joke within a joke. Keep going.
And finally, Weekend Update would like to congratulate Madonna, who gave birth to a beautiful baby girl last Monday. The baby weighed in at 6 pounds, 9 ounces, making it the 4th largest object ever to pass through Madonna's birth canal.
Even the Weekend Update holds up. Well, one, because Madonna is somehow still performing and has kept her character exactly the same, even though now she's a woman of a certain age. But all of it, you go back to old reruns of Saturday Night Live or old comedians from the 90s, and it's just so much of it doesn't hold up. But Norm, very timeless. Keep going.
Hi, what's up, man?
Okay, Norm, you're Canadian.
Yes, I am.
So what do you think of this whole presidential mess?
Well, I hope that the Democrats don't steal the election from the winner, but who knows?
You like George Bush, don't you?
I love George Bush, man. He's a good man, decent, none of this. He's not a liar, a crook, murderer, or anything like that. So it'd be good to get I think we should get the homicide out of the White House and get like a fresh start, because we don't want any more murderers.
I think we should just go on to the next question.
Who are the murderers?
Yeah.
Oh, Clinton, he murdered a guy.
Yeah, we're not allowed to, you're not allowed to put out no accusations without
That's a little too far.
That's the way it doesn't work.
Let's just go on to the next question.
Yeah.
This is not my week. What can I tell you?
Oh, it's not mine either, and I'm being very nice, okay? Be a good boy. Now, Norm?
Do you never hear that?
No. Listen, we don't need
I
to
don't
talk
want to get
about
into
this.
this, and I don't want to hear it, and this is not the place to make those accusations, and you're supposed to be funny. Let's get on to the next question. So get with it.
There you go.
This is a live show.
Not for nothing, Norm, but you have been properly chastised by Barbara, so I'm now going to ask the next question.
I thought it was a matter of record.
Okay.
Let me do this, okay?
I'll tell you what's a matter of record. You will not be invited back if you don't shut up. All right, now. Let's talk football.
All right, manslaughter.
Let's talk football.
Norm.
Then the producer calls in and tries to do a bit, but Norm totally shuts it down. It's so great. This is the only time that Jeremy has ever written in to a TV show. And he wrote in, I forget, Jeremy was like 12 at the time. And he writes into NBC or whatever channel it's on and says, this is absolutely atrocious. Like, how dare they? I cannot believe they would treat Norm Macdonald in this disrespectful way. Just love it.
Finally, in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, a man allowed his 8-year-old daughter to take the wheel of his car, and an accident ensued that damaged 7 other cars and injured 6 people, which once again proves my theory: women can't drive.
The one-liners are great, too. It's amazing that Norm is known for the really shaggy dogs and for the one-liners. So he does the shaggy dog, the knick-knack paddywhack bit. And what's the most famous one is the Russian novel joke about the moth. But then he also does these lines. It's like,
Julia Roberts has recently filed for divorce from Lyle Lovett, and when asked the reason, she said that she's Julia Roberts and he's Lyle Lovett.
These really short one-liners. Great stuff. Okay, next one.
There was a fella went by the name of Jacques de Gautier. And he was from Témiscamingue, Quebec. He was smart, he was our hope, I guess. And he was, while I was scrambling to get out of high school, Jacques Zagatineau had already...
I think you just changed his last name.
Well, a man grows. He went to McGill University and he got 3 degrees, by golly. And he went over across the pond to the fellers with Cambridge, and he even stood up to them. Mm-hmm. And we thought, boy, he's going to be the next. But he vanished. And I met him, I started to do stand-up and travel from here to there and to here again. One time I was in Niagara Falls, and I went over to the SeaWorld there. You know how they have the SeaWorld? With the different fish.
I didn't know that, but okay, yeah, yes.
Beluga.
The SeaWorld, I've been there many a time.
Okay, so I was checking out the beluga whales and stuff, and I look over, and who do you think I see?
I hope it's that guy.
No, it was just an attendant, but he showed me to the place I wanted to see, which is where they feed the little baby dolphins, because I love dolphins, And who do I see there but Jacques de Gatineau? And here he is, he's feeding the baby dolphins. And I go up to him and I go, Jacques de Gatineau, I feel shame for you. You were our hope. You were to go to Canada, Canada's nation's capital of Ottawa. And you were to be a great man, Jacques de Gatineau. And we were all, we pinned all of Témiscamingue, Quebec, pinned our hopes on you. Now that's a hell of a burden for a man to have a town's hope pinned on them, isn't it, Conan?
It is a big burden.
So he was feeding these baby dolphins, and I said, I'm ashamed of you, Jacques de Gatineau. You could have done so many great things. And he said, I think I'm serving a youthful porpoise. Now, I believe that...
I've seen, I thought every Norm Macdonald bit. I've seen this one before, but I've seen so many of them that I actually had forgotten the punchline. I think I'm serving a youthful porpoise. Next one.
Now, do you think Cosby's legacy will be hurt?
Yeah.
You do, huh? I mean, there was a comedian, Patton Oswalt, he told me, I think the worst part of the Cosby thing was the hypocrisy. And I disagreed.
You disagree with that?
Yeah. I thought it was the raping. That's my feeling, most rapists are hypocrites. You don't meet many go, I like raping, and I know it's not politically correct, but by God, people go, well, he's not being a hypocrite, and that's the worst part.
I think I saw him do that one live. I saw 2 Norm shows, one in Irvine, one with Jeremy and our producer Jonathan in LA. We wore dirty work hats to one of them, and I think he did that bit at the Irvine show.
Because I didn't know what Norm was going to talk about tonight, and it's
this might be his most
sometimes
famous one. It's up there.
But he mentioned Carrot Top. You are making a movie with Carrot Top, right?
I made a movie with Carrot Top.
All right. Okay.
Wait a minute, she left Melrose Place to do a movie with Carrot Top?
That's where I'm going, my friend. This begs the question now, why a movie with Carrot Top?
He's extraordinarily sweet.
Nice guy.
He really is, and he worked very hard, and he was adorable.
Do you have a scene where you and him embrace?
Yeah, lots of making out.
Oh, for God's sake.
Nothing but making out.
All right.
It's like 9.5 weeks, but Carrot Top.
Is it called 9.5 Seconds? Like he's premature ejaculated.
We got it.
You know, but what's the movie going to be called? Really?
I know what it's going to be called.
Yeah, what's that?
If it's got Carrot Top in it, you know what a good name for it would be?
What's that, Norm?
Box Office Poison.
All right, well, there's this 2-hour season finale of Melrose Place. There's this movie coming out.
Yes.
Title undetermined at this point.
Chairman of the board.
Oh, all right. Do something with that, you freak.
I bet the board is spelled B-O-R-E-D.
I could probably recommend 3 more hours of Norm Macdonald bits that continue to be great. And, you know, I don't want to pretend like he and I were best friends. That would have been awesome. But we just talked a little bit in these kind of long essays. And the guy, he did this thing where he would say, yeah, Michael, you know, you're much more educated than me. I'm completely uneducated. You're very educated. And he'd be talking in this way. And then he would use a word that I didn't know. You know, as like a joke with himself. Or his command of Russian literature was outrageous. He was supposed to come on my PragerU book club at PragerU, and Norm was going to come on and do either Tolstoy or Dostoevsky. And he agreed to do it, and then COVID happened and shut everything down. And then we were leaving California, and I said, hey, Norm, you know, just circling back on this, if you can do it. And he said, oh, yeah, I'm happy to. And I said, okay, well, here's the address. And he says, oh, I can't go into a studio right now. I could do it by, you know, Skype or something, but I can't go into a studio. And I thought he was just being agoraphobic. He had kind of a reputation for that. And I said, no, we'll send you a car. He goes, no, I really can't go out right now. And I said, okay, well, maybe we'll get it later. You know, I'll fly back to LA or something. And I thought we'll get it after COVID, whatever. And then he died before COVID because he, unbeknownst to anybody, had cancer. And then I found out, I kind of went back in the timeline and realized he was undergoing cancer treatment like that week or something, or certainly within the few weeks around that filming. But I obviously didn't know that. I would have had him do it on Skype or, that would have been certainly the best episode of that show. All of these clips, though, these are the best late night clips ever. Once you watch this, now just go down the rabbit hole. See you next time.
Goodbye. Goodbye. So long. So long. Farewell. Farewell. Adieu. Adieu. Be good. Stay well. Bye.